Hi there. So far, we've looked at the things you can do every day to enhance the power within and be your best self. We've looked at how to dress for the interview, and we've looked at how to prepare in advance so you can ace the interview questions. In this video, we want to look a little farther ahead at what you can do now and throughout your career to continue your growth. You'll learn how you can take charge of your professional growth. You'll learn how networking can open future doors. You'll learn the value of having a mentor. And you'll learn the importance of managing your health and fitness.
I think initially for most nursing students, once they start into nursing, it's about getting confident. Competent and confident is what we call it in the nursing world. And that generally will take about 1 to 2 years for a lot of people to feel completely competent.
It's so important to own your professional growth because you want to think about where you want to be in the long term. What is your dream job? Where do you want to get to eventually? And think about the steps you need to take to get there. What level of education you need to obtain, what jobs and leadership roles you need to pursue to get there.
It's going to broaden your experience to see what else is out there. And with nursing, the more you can know about all the different options, the better.
So even now, when maybe you think all you can focus on is getting your first job in the field, any job, even now, you should be thinking about who you want to be 5 years or 10 years down the road. Think about the job you'd like to have, then plan your goals to get there in reverse.
Reverse goal planning would be identifying the career that you want and then backtracking from there. So if you wanted to be an advanced nurse practitioner, then your goal would be to, first of all, talk to advanced nurse practitioners, go shadow them for a day, see if that's really something you want to do, and then go talk to different schools of nursing and figure out what the degree requirements are for your state.
As you're looking at future paths and talking to people, you'll want to keep a list of who they are and stay in touch with some of them.
Networking is so important when you are planning for your future as you begin searching even for an internship or for a job. And then when you're in your career as well, it's important to continue networking because your career is going to be moved forward by the people you know and the people who are there to help you along the way.
Networking gives you the job contacts to know where you could work after you graduate. I think it gives you the opportunity again to see if that's where you want to work. And with advanced nurse practitioners, that whole field will only continue to grow.
One important part of networking is finding a mentor, someone who will champion you in your career, give you advice, and maybe even help keep you out of trouble.
I think we're always going to be learning, and so along the way, having a mentor who is going to give you valuable feedback is going to help you continue to grow. And you will eventually get to that point where you will be able to serve as a mentor for someone else because you experienced that during your career growth.
In video 3, we talked about the importance of keeping a journal so that you can review experiences you might want to share in an interview situation. Well, a journal can be just as important during your career.
Writing down about your patient experiences is a very powerful exercise, and it allows you to think about what you've just been through and then to try to put it down on paper. Because sometimes it's hard to find the words to describe what you've just been through. And then maybe a few weeks later, look back on that journal and you might see something different as you get a little perspective, a little bit of space from it.
I think one thing that's important to consider in career planning is to consider how you treat other people along the way. So whether it be your patients or people you're working with, your supervisors, think about the golden rule and how you would want to be treated. And if you carry that out, I think that you'll go really far in your career.
I think being ethically grounded is important. I think having a positive spirit about yourself is important. And remembering why you came into the profession. that's really your guide. What is your own personal mission about why you're here?
We probably don't have to tell you that you need to watch your online presence so that it doesn't come back to haunt you later.
Your digital footprint would be anything you can leave online. And it's one of the things we caution for our students at Belmont to really think about what you're putting on your Facebook or what you're tweeting for the day and what you're sending in an email. Because once it's out there, it's very hard to retrieve.
Managing your digital footprint is so important because we're not only living in the real world, we're living in a digital world as well. And many people have a presence on social media sites, on blogs, online in general. And it's important to be careful about what you post because employers really are going to be looking you up on social media and finding out what you're posting.
The other thing you'll need to manage as you progress in your career is your health and well-being, because it's easy to get burnt out as a nurse.
We forget to take care of ourselves. And I would say, just having been a nurse for quite a long time, that if you can't learn how to take care of yourself, that you're not going to be able to stay on in nursing or be effective in nursing.
And so doing things like having positive stress management techniques, getting a good night's sleep, eating and exercising, those are all going to be things that are going to help you excel in your career as a nurse and be able to provide the best care possible to your patients.
To put people around you that you can trust and that you know when you share something that they're going to still care about you for being you, that you're able to share whatever you've got and that they can give you feedback or they can just say it's going to be okay to help you get through to whatever the next step is.
So, in this video, we learned how you can take charge of your professional growth. We learned how networking can open future doors. We learned the value of having a mentor. And we learned how you can take care of your health and well-being so you don't burn out. You're going to have a great career. You've got the education. You've got the tools to get your first job. And most of all, you've got the drive to keep learning and building on your career. It's been a pleasure being your host. Come back to these videos whenever you need a boost. When you need to know yourself, when you need to dress for a new job interview on your way up, and when you need to make sure you're mentally and emotionally ready for that interview. And whenever you're thinking about how you can keep your career moving forward. For the Johnson & Johnson campaign for nursing's future, I'm Stefan.